Hello, everybody. Welcome. Saturday night already. For tonight's messages of love from above. Hope you're having a great weekend. So let's get this desktop all set up. We can get going here in a momentito. So let's get this chat opened here. All right. And we'll get the screen here. Let me move that over a little bit. There we go. All right. Let's see. Is YouTube saying that we're live? Let's take a look here. And see what they're saying. There it is. We are indeed alive. So good to see everybody. Hello. So let's bring some love in here. Stretch over here. And of course, whether you're watching live or on replay, you can join me in sending love out to the world, because this love energy is outside of space and time. So if you want to join me, we can take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now, in the moment. So we'll take a big deep breath in. Beautiful. And got the singing bowl here. And as I hit it 3 times, we'll let that love flow down into our being, our body, our heart, our brains, our lives, and overflow out to the world. So here we go. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Let's put the bowl back over here. All right. Good to see everybody. Hello. All right. Scooching a little bit here. All righty. So before we get into things, of course, I'd like to sure everyone knows all the free things that we have. So we do have the Gemini new moon alert that came out this week. Each week I do have a pick a card. This week's was all about the new moon. And then every other week it's new moon, full moon. And then we have the zodiac sign of the change of the sun. And then also a meditation that we do. Also, I have a weekly podcast from chaos to cozy. So every new episode will come out tomorrow. Here's last week's and the link to the podcast playlist if you want to catch up. It's all full of juicy, wonderful information from Spirit about how to move our lives from chaos to cozy. And then we have the June monthlies that are out. And of course, it's for each individual zodiac sign, but there's a nice little reference. So you can look at different areas of your life. Like if you want to know love, you can look at what's your moon sign, what's your Venus sign, look up that particular sign, and or like career and work, you can look up your Saturn. If you want to know about you and masculine energy or bosses and that type of thing, it's Mars, and etc. So a lot of helpful information there, and it does have also a overview of the astrological Zenergy for the month, whatever Spirit wanted me to kind of outline. just to understand what astrological energies are going on so we can make the most of it and keep our zen. But I also do put out separate videos around astrological's energy. This is one of the most recent ones, Neptune and Chiron retrogrades. And the launch time that we have right now, a great time to start things um, in the whole scheme of things, because all the inner planets, our personal planets, are direct. Venus, Mercury, and Mars. So until the 17th of July. So we got some good time there. And so I talk about that in there. And then here's the playlist for all astrological's energy that talk about all the different retrogrades that are going on and how we can make the most of those. So if you want to check those out, please feel free to do so. All right. So let me take a look here. All right, we're good there. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome, welcome, welcome. We got a great group of people. Thank you for all my returning subscribers as well. You guys are what make all this possible. So I really appreciate that. Shout out to some of my YouTube channel members. We got Johanna. Hello, hello. And then one of our winners, Happy Pill. Every month we have 10 giveaways of the Zen Cricket memberships. And Happy Pill was one of the lucky winners. So good to have you guys here. How the free readings work, I do go down in order, first come, first serve, down the chat. The chat is the list. There's no special list. That is it. And if you don't want to put your personal information out there, you can ask for a general reading, and Spirit will, of course, knows all, and we'll pull cards and they'll answer you that way. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor those. I step out of the free readings and prioritize those, dive deeper, pulling more cards. And then once I'm done, I return back and then make my way down the list. So that's how that works. I'm going to continue to use this good, maybe, the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed here. It's a great deck. It's not only good, it's great. And so we will jump in. I do have one of my readings left over from earlier. So Sean G, you will be up first. And then Johanna, and then Nelia. So that will be the donation list to start off. And if I don't get any other donations, we will jump into the free readings. All right. So Sean G, you wanted to know, will you get another job before the end of the week so that you can adjust your interactions with Kay? We'll put it that way. You said you feel like she's toxic and does more harm than help. Yeah, we'll take a look here and see. So will you get another job by the end of the week is the main question. All right. So we have here. All right. Does look like here that there's some endings and beginnings going to be coming here. I mean, you do have the Two of Fire, the Two of Wands, which is about whatever we focus our energy is what does grow and expand. So, moving off of our focus on that someone is toxic, or even a situation is toxic, when we focus on it, it grows the toxicity because our power draws in like attracts like. So I feel like there will be a change because you're moving and you have this opportunity to move your focus off of focusing on that kind of situation into gratitude for bringing in the job, the money, the situation that will bring you peace, and you're grateful that they're going to be bringing, this in. And so you start focusing on, of course, the higher vibration and those things. Because when we focus on someone, if we feel like they are more harm than help, we feel like they're toxic, etc., what happens with our energy is we start to see it, we start to draw it towards us, we start to expand it. But that's why I like that you're getting the World card, which is a change of cycles, the change of the way we look at things. And we're leaving the old ways behind and beginning new ways. And you have the ending of stopping to trying to please people and overjoy coming in. That's why with all these tens in this world card, I feel like you will have a an ending and beginning that will happen here. But through this, you were learning something too, because the justice card came out, and this is all about understanding, seeing things from a different perspective, cutting away our small t truth beliefs in the that are connected to lower vibrational energies, which is, when people do that, that's toxic. When people do these things and they don't do this, they're more, how did you say, they're more harm than help. When we look at things from a higher stand, from the capital T truths, we know everything that happens for us. And so when I experience lower vibration in something, I'm like, oh, this is for me to look at. Where's this lower vibrational belief that's drawing this to me? It's like feelings are flags that something can be looked at inside of ourselves. And speaking of which, we have the Queen of Water, Queen of Cups, who is all about empathic abilities, feeling people's emotions, and I feel like with that, some of what you pick up from this individual, that you pick up a lot of their inner turmoil, and so you're picking up their inner toxicity, which makes it feel like it's outer toxicity as well, and you're like, oh, okay. So you have a lot of that energetic, you know um emotional energy that kind of leaps off and floods your perception as well. So I like this. I do feel like, hey, Shanji, I'm doing your reading right now. So I feel like there you will, if you change that energy to gratitude and thank you, Spirit, for bringing me, the situations. But if we don't get to the root of where this conflict is, we're just going to have another mirror come into us somewhere else in our world, right? So it's like you I feel like you do have the awareness, like the experiences that you need from her, or them right now, and so that she can go. Otherwise they'd be saying, well, you might want to look at all this first. They're like, you've learned that, but uh, really understanding and reviewing where the conflict is will help, because that will keep you from drawing someone similar in somewhere else in your life, right? So I like that. There is a couple of videos here if you're interested. These are from my Take 10 with Zen playlist. One is about the empathic bubble, and the other is about the real gift of an empath, which I feel like because of all this, that you pick up I feel like you pick up a lot of people's emotions very strongly, that this helps with that, where you won't have to, it's like, instead of it being really, really loud, it's a muffled sound, and it helps with all that too. So, but I like it for you. I feel, that it's a great, I don't want to call it a classroom, but it's more like it's a great PowerPoint presentation. That's funny. It's a great PowerPoint presentation in life going, see, look over here. This is toxicity, and you're picking up their inner toxins that's making its way out. But it also, at the same time, ignites anything that exists within us, though it may not be at the same level, but it still bubbles up for us to look at. So I like it overall for you, though. So that's what they have for you, and thank you for your patience in finding it. I, for the life of me, did not see that listed anywhere, so I'm glad we're able to get you the information there. All right. Oops, let me move the wrong one out of the way here. There we go. All right, so that's it for you, Sean G. Thank you again for your donation earlier. And then Johanna, you are up. So let's give your first one a love and a like here. Thank you so much for your first donation there. Hey ho, who you calling a hoe? Hey ho. How have Jay's feelings towards you changed in the last month or so? All right, we'll take a look here. That's you. All right, let's take a look here. There we go. Just highlight that. All right, so how have Jay's feelings towards you changed in the last month or so? All right, let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know here. All right, cards are flying. I want that one too. All right. All right. Okay, yeah, so we see it's definitely some stuff happening here. So we've got the transformation card here, which is the death and rebirth. So there has been like this the phoenix that dies and from the ashes rises again, coming in there. So I do see that type of rebirth that's happening. And that's what's been happening. Death of feelings. Yeah, exactly. Just that there's been a and it's not so much it's like the old ends and a new it's like a renewed or um it's like a renewed enhanced different type of emotion that comes in. And you can take a look here and you'll know revamped. So you got the 6 of Wands. So we've got this equal balance of equal passion. And then also on the very other side is the 6 of Pentacles, which is an equal in giving and receiving in the outside world. And so I see that their feelings of felt more have balanced out more and and that's good. I mean, it feels not so wishy-washy all over the place. It kind of feels steady, if that's a good word for it. We got the Knight of Pentacles, the slowest moving knight. So there is this slowness, this energy of it's taking its time. It's going to grow. It'll make its way to the outside world. Here, I feel like the inner things are happening, but it's just taking a little bit to get to the outer, if that makes sense. And then we have the Chariot card, which is the power of choice, and the Nine of Swords, which is the fears, the nightmare and insomnia, and all that long list of supposed to and should and need to and have to and must. But I feel like there's choices that are coming in here that they're, this um every moment is a choice of stories, and I feel like they're changing their stories of how they're looking at things with this power of choice that with the Nine of Swords that came out with that. So I feel like it's started with their beliefs, and what they're supposed to have and be with and think about people and all that. So I feel like it's just taken a little bit of time for the the rattling to stop in the head. And now it feels like things are running smoothly and things are smoothing out, if that makes sense there. I mean, we got the moon card, which is a lot of emotion beneath the surface. I feel like it's still down there. I feel like they haven't let it come up yet. And the Eight of Pentacles too on the bottom of the deck, which is, the movement and the progression that happens here. So I just feel like it's more so the passion is balanced out, the outer giving and receiving is balanced out, and there's just a lot of releasing of old fears and old ways of like expectations too. And they're realizing that um, it's like if you're raised like, well, this is how everything is supposed to be, right? um some moony emotion. I'm sure. We were talking about them, how their feelings changed towards you though. But we can take a look here. Oh, itch, hold on. Oh, there we go. Itchy, what's that about? All right, Nyasha, have a safe flight. So, yeah, but let's take a look here. So, I mean, your interactions with them here, let me just see if there's anything that I want you to know about that here. Yeah, yours is more peace of mind with the 4 of air. So I feel like you've kind of come to some term with some things in your own mind. Yeah. Yeah, you've got the balanced energy with the 2 of wands and the queen of swords, the balance of your head and your heart. So I feel like you've kind of come to terms, or you're come to peace with it. So yeah, that's what I kind of feel. It's more that than um I just don't feel like you stuff feelings deeply like they do. I just feel like you feel it, and then you feel it, you flow it, and then you know it. That's funny. But yeah. Oh, all right. You're so funny. All right. And then your second one here, let's give that a love and a like here too. So your second question, any hints on one of your past lives that you should look into or you could look into? There is never any shoulds, right? I actually have my archetype cards here, which I use for past life. Got my past life reading cards here, but we'll see what lifetime this is. Hints on past lives that you could look into. All right. So it looks like there might be two similar lifetimes. They usually just bring things through together. Yeah. So you've got one where you were more like a goddess, where you uh, thought of yourself here, very much looked up to and looked to as like a matriarch in a big way, and then as an advocate too. And I feel in both of these you were female energies, of course, goddess, but the advocate. I feel like both of these you were um, you were in this place of um, one, you had a place of power. So I feel like you were, maybe like a duchess, that kind of thing where you were put into a place that had authority, and this feminine. But it is earlier times, when before the patriarchal kind of stuff took over, where matriarchal was the way, and you were like female shaman, where you were in a place of power there. And then the advocate is more like later in, I feel like there was old Model T, you know, vehicles and that kind of stuff, but you were there helping people. Post Probably it feels like it's a post-war, where you were an advocate helping people get back on their feet and leading people, helping orphans, all that kind of stuff that was there. And both of these you had, one was given, like it was passed down through the matriarchal. So your mother was a shaman, your grandmother, great grandmother, and it was in that place there. I almost have you brainwashed. Should is one of those, uh, expectations, right? I could. It's like my to-do list is a could-do list. But I feel like in both of these, but the advocate, you earned respect in the community by how committed you were at being an advocate for so many and helping so many people, that you did hold a lot of respect, power through respect, whereas the other one was power through, um, you know, matriarchal line, but you still had responsibility. And in both of those, I feel like you did. Um, you wielded your power um, in a loving, way of helping, even as the shaman, leader of this tribe, that it was all about helping other tribes around, and that's what I feel like. It even, um, and it might have been like in oh, the it's in Mongolia. I was thinking north of China, the Mongolia, how it's the tribes that they have on the plains, that in the beginning you helped around, and then they um, banded together and made you the like your tribe the leader among many because of how you helped and they saw your heart and also the the badassness of who you were because you also didn't put up with anything and you're like no this is what we're going to do. Oh yeah, okay. So I like this type of energy and they want you to look into that just to feel and sense of how that your heart and your power, how you used it in beautiful ways. Yeah. And you had the seven of earth come in with all that too, which is about fruitfulness and changing of where I feel like both in both of your lifetimes that you did have like this change of life, like what you were wanting. Like as the advocate, I feel like before the war and before the stuff all hit, it was all about me, 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 me. I got to live, I got to survive. And then when you saw children and you saw everyone else, and no one was doing anything, then you stood up as this leader. And in the other one, I feel like it was you were resistant and like my life is so it's like any kind of person that is born into power. It's like I didn't have a choice at this, and my life is being predestined by something else. I didn't want to, I didn't choose this. But I feel like you, as that, in that shaman goddess kind of the way they almost enshrined you as a goddess was you realized I chose this. I wanted this with the belief systems that you had back then, and then you were like, okay, so you let go of that bitterness. It's more like as a young teenager, 13, 14, 15 years old, you're like, what is this? Blah, 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 blah. And then you hit of age. And I feel like with and when you're talking about the moon and that mooniness, I feel like your first, um, you know, cycle that hit when your body changed, it was like you changed too. The connection with the moon became so with your shamanic abilities and spiritualness, it was like such a strong connection that you got clarity and you just stepped into it. And intuition was high, all this stuff. That's why they were like, how did she know? And that's why they kind of put you in the goddess category because you did, you were really in tune with your shamanic powers. Yeah, could definitely be, right? You're like, there we go. So yeah, so those are how they feel like that you could look into both of those lifetimes more deeply as well. So I like those. Amazing. I know I love doing past life readings. And if anyone is interested in any past life readings, all my information is listed in the description box down below. But it's quite I mean, I love when they give me full stories of how things happened and where it ended up. And especially there's different types where like these were just, I want to know about my life, my past lifetimes. And then we dive into us. And then there's couples where it's like, what was my lifetime about them that spirit would like me to know? Or, you know, different things like that. And I did one once where someone was having trouble with um, their ex ex's new spouse, so their children's stepmom she just didn't know her that well, but just despised her, just had all this stuff, tried to get her thrown in jail and all this kind of stuff. And when I did a past life reading, not knowing any of that, I was like, wow, I see why there's this angst between you guys. I mean, in all these three lifetimes that you guys had together, you busted them out about stuff and they even got thrown in jail once. And she was like, oh my god. It's like, well, there you go. Now you know why they were trying to do that to you. It's like, turnabout's fair play, biatch. Yeah, absolutely. And it gives us a good clarity of because we ask spirit, why did you want me to know specifically about that past lifetime? And it's so amazing that most of the past life readings I do, not knowing a whole lot about who I'm reading for, the people are like, "Oh my god, how crazy that this is just like my relationship with my son. This is exactly my relationship with my father. This is exactly how they are in this lifetime." And it's like, wow. Yeah, it just all makes sense, right? I love it. So I like it. So, that is the skinny, skinny, skinny on that. All right. So, thank you again for your multiple donations and diving into some past life. I love the energy of Mongolia. I must have been in Mongolia because I just have this. Oh, especially when I do the really low throat and throat singing. I'm just like, woo, just takes me somewhere. So I know I was amongst that. Maybe I knew you, goddess. All right. And then Nelia, thank you so much for your donation. So your sunglass donation here. And here we go. So you ordered activation products. All these will these supplements help you a lot with your health, general health this year? All right, yeah, we'll take a look here and see what we got going on here. Hello. And of course, disclaimer, anything medical, I have to say here in the United States that, of course, tarot is designed for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a licensed professional of medical, lawyer, financial, psychiatrist, counselor, whatever. Everyone should always seek, of course, licensed professional help, and everyone ultimately has to make their own decisions for their own life. So, disclaimer made. Cheek, cheek. So, let's take a look here and see, will these supplements help with your health? General on health this year. All right, so we'll ask first, will these supplements help? Okay, and okay, that was it for that. We'll see what that one is, and then anything general for health. All right. All right. So will they help? The tower here, I feel like that, everything that comes into your life, the tower is about um, things that are removed out of our life on purpose for a purpose, and everything happens for a purpose. And I feel like, but this is like the sudden movement of something out of your life. So I feel like that it feels weird, but that feels like a yes to me, where it's, that it is going to help remove something suddenly out of your life there. So, I like this little um so I like that with that here. So we definitely I feel like that will help that there. And then overall health, we have the temptation card here, which is the devil card, right? The shadow card, the shaking and the rattling of the cage. The bottom of the deck, you have the two of air and the messenger of air and the eight of air. So all of this thinking here. And the two of air is the inner conflict. And there's movement of thought. The eight, both the messenger, the knight of swords and the eight of swords is about finding the source of the thought and belief and mindsets, this whatever's creating some anxiety. Because one of the biggest things, which is amazing to find out, is that a majority of the things that happen in the human body, the dis-ease, the disease, and stress related, they're all stress. So many of them are stress related, and stress comes from fear, and fear comes from all these we don't live in a place of like dinosaurs where we're afraid we're going to get attacked and eaten every day. It's emotional dinosaurs that attack us, and they come from lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are up here, right? And even the moon card underneath there, which is all that emotion stuff below, bubbling below the surface. So I feel here, let's see what these other cards are here too. Yeah. All right. Yoop, 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 yoop. So, we definitely have this, you know, getting to the root of where's my anxiety, and when we're uh, drawn into the future, that's where fear is. When we're drawn into the past, that's where fear and depression is. And when coming back to the now is such a powerful thing. If you haven't read The Power of Now by Tolle, beautiful, wonderful book. Also, Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, wonderful, wonderful book. And they have a lot of, um, you know, especially Louise Hay, she has the emotional reason behind illness and different illnesses too. So they're, really, really great, great, books. And we actually have read both of those in my praying mantis, um, and all those. I've read, kind of, it's like story time with bruddaZEN. We've read them in our praying mantis sessions where like the first 15-30 minutes of sessions, I'll read different books and things, and we've completed those. Um, so if you guys ever want any of those, with a praying mantis membership, you can actually access those, all those, and listen to like a book on tape from bruddaZEN in a way. So, because that's like 7.99 a month. So, if you're going to listen to them all fast, you can listen to them even for a 1 month membership, even if you just do it for 1 month. But just thinking out loud. But you do have here, you got the Page of Swords, New Thinking, and you got the Fool card too, which is ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures. And this is freedom from thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. So I do feel like cycles can end. And the more you look at releasing more and more fears, then our body, when it's in fight or flight mode, it shuts down the immune system. It impacts our digestive system, floods all of our muscles and our body with all these chemicals. And it's designed to be temporary. But if we're in looping and emotional dinosaurs, then we're in perpetual fear and fight or flight. Our body doesn't work as the perfect, amazing self healing machine that it is. So those things can happen there. And again, you have the Queen of Water. So the Queen of Water with the moon, I mean, there is a lot of emotional um, focus being brought here. And the Seven of Earth is, when we're seeing the fruit of things and we don't want that fruit anymore, then we can change that. And so I like this message for you that the outside world, this is the fruit because it's in the physical world, that we can make some changes with that too. And the more at peace we are, then the more our body can self uh, regulate and change stuff too. So I like that. The more we're higher vibrational out of fear, the more, things flow. Flow is so important in so many things. Energetic chi flow, blood flow, fluids, everything. So it's a huge thing. So that's what they have for you now, yeah. So for that one there, so many blessings to you. I like it. I like it. All right. And then, so Asha, you are up next. You're very welcome. Then we'll do your. Oh, you want to past life too? I love it. So we'll jump into that one here after Nyasha. So, and I know they said they're on a flight, so safe travels for them. And you want to know who is coming towards you? All right. The stewardess is coming towards you with drinks and peanuts. Just kidding. Just jokes, just jokes. But a bunch. All right. Wow. 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 Okay. So I like this for you, Nyasha. So you've the bottom of the deck, you have the king of air, who rules over air, and they also are given a second portion of air or swords, is the sword suit. And it's great because this is like a an air sign, I feel like. I mean, strong air. So it could be Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, that's coming towards you. Um, and but it's someone who can communicate, they're master communicators, so they can communicate their feelings, and I feel like they're highly intelligent, and maybe even in like a teaching role, whether it's training or a professor or a teacher, someone who just brings information and teaches. So they definitely want to share their information. I like that. And they are a divine counterpart. I mean, we've got the high priestess and the magician coming out next to each other. So it is someone, I feel like this is an important, like, I feel like this is the relationship that's most important in this lifetime for you here, because you've got, them coming out together. They're both magical. They both relate to one another. They get one another. They are on, it's like everything just meshes. It's like, yeah, we know we're magical. It's the magic is the same kind of, if you want to put it that way. I like here too, we got the shadow card, the devil card, the temptation card, and the three of pentacles, which is all about being true to one's authentic self. And I like this because I feel like they're beyond their first Saturn return, or they've really evaluated and looked at themselves and looked over their fears, looked over that. They don't feel caged. They're like they're open-minded and free-minded. They're secure in who they are. They like their life, and they're very open-minded with people, and they are true to their authentic selves, so they don't feel the need to hide or pretend or whatever, or play games or anything like that. And they also embrace the authenticity of others. They actually have a very eclectic group of close friends, where you're like, oh my God, like if you have a dinner party or whatever, and you're just like, wow, there, you would never think these people would be in the same room, but they've come from all these different walks of life. And and they this person is a catalyst that brings them all together, and everyone gets along because of they choose each individual person for their open-mindedness too, and everyone just meshes together so well. So I really love that. Wow. And that's what they have for you right now. And I like that for you. Let's see here. Yeah, I feel like you are with the 9 of Earth on the bottom. I feel like you're kind of in this little hermit mode, getting to know yourself, and becoming comfortable with who you are and your authentic self. And that's just, the exactly the type of energy that meshes well with them and everyone else. So I like that. So that's what they have for you, Nyasha. So many blessings to you. And thank you again for your donation. All right. And then Nelia, like, hey, I want to hear about a past life. Let me move these cards back out of the way here. And let's get in here and take a gander at what past life they want you to know about right now. All right. So let's. All right. Try that again. What lifetime would you like Nelia to know about? All right. That's the one right there. Just the one. Okay. Interesting. We'll take a look here. Okay, well, they wanted the one on the bottom of the deck too. So it's interesting here. So you got the father and a child here, and so in a past lifetime, you were a father, and your child was your father. And in this lifetime, of course, you're your child's father. So you guys did a role reversal, which happens a lot. People like to go, okay, now you go be this and I'm going to be that. All right, let's go. And so it's very interesting that that comes in here. Hello again. So very interesting. So when you're looking at the relationship between, that we do, um, we have a lot of same playmates that we have, you know, that we're all souls and there's so many of us, but there's large groups that will be in and out, right? So you and your daughter butt heads. But there is this, beautiful energy of, we'll have a lot of a group of people, group of souls that we just play all these different parts because, we're like, oh yeah, let's go do this, let's go do this, let's go do this. Even though everyone on the other side feels and experiences everyone's lives. Um, this group is like, it's like we're I don't know, you want to say like a little mini um troops, acting troops. It's like, all right, let's go do this now, let's go experience this. So yeah, maybe maybe in this lifetime you and your daughter was your mother. You never know. But they're zeroing in on the father, like your father in this time was your child in another past lifetime, at another point here. And and so I feel like that there is this playing out of different things. Like your relationship with your father in this lifetime is the way that the roles were reversed in the other lifetime. And the type of engagement or lack of engagement with each other, the how we felt about one another, just very similar, with those coming through with all that there. And I was like, where's the cards? They're right here. Let me see what they wanted you to know here about this interaction. Yeah, Ace of. All right. Yeah. And there's this, we've got the Queen of Fire, which is, a lot of, it's a very fiery kind of spouse. I don't know if your mom is a fiery personality in this lifetime, but there's this Ace of Water, which I feel like, that in a past lifetime, it's like your wife found a new love and you raised them yourself, right? And then so I'm not sure about this lifetime, but I feel like, that there was this, you know feeling of responsibility and pain at the same time, and having to witness a parent go through pain. And very much, that, although I feel like they weren't a daughter. I feel like it was father son in that lifetime, um, which is different, of course, from this lifetime. But very interesting energies, and that's when we look into those and go, oh wow, you know, just sitting with that energy kind of helps, with um, going, oh wow, because if I sit here and I go, wow, was I my father's father in a past life? And I'm like, oh, I can understand now the struggles. And if I was a father in my father's situation like he was in this lifetime, I would probably be the same way. It just really helps us get to the core of it. But I feel like that's an important thing to look at with all of that. So so that's what they have for that one there. Yeah, it feels like it got the four of air on the bottom and the four of water. I just feel like it brings stability into our lifetime when we can understand and see the bigger picture. Four of air is like peace of mind. Four of cups is, it's like emotional and mental stability that comes in, and we're just like, okay. And when you sit with that, you're just like, okay, I see, I see how that energy is there, right? You're like, oh, okay. And because even in this lifetime, sometimes I feel like I'm the parent and my parents are children, and I'm like, "Oh, that makes sense." I probably was their parent. They're like, "Leave me alone. You both go to bed without your supper." Alright, but that's what they have for you, Nelia. Hopefully that was helpful. So many blessings to you. And then Infinity, hello, hello. So Infinity, you are up here. Thank you for your donation and hiya. You are very welcome, Nelia. All right. And then you Infinity, you have messages from Spirit regarding your current energy and anything to watch out for coming towards you, especially any surprises. Ho, ho, ho. All right, let's take a look here. Let's take a quick sip here first. All right. So, current energies, anything to be aware of, right? Boom, boom, boom. So I'm being drawn to that one and to this one here. And then the bottom of the deck. All right. All right. Fire, 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 and then balance. I like it. So you have the Queen of Air on the bottom of the deck. It's a balancing of the head and the heart coming in here. And so, they're saying here that there is this balancedness, this when we get too much in our head, return to our heart. When we get too much emotion, return to our head. And that helps us, this balance, it helps keep things feeling, balanced. You also have underneath here the two of fire, the two of wands. And I like this, it's where we are so much in power of our lives, right? And I like that now. When they first told me, your life is a lot of what your energy draws to you. And I'm like, you're saying I'm responsible for all this? They're like, uh-huh. I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm glad for that, because then I can change that if I want to." And they're like, "Exactly." And so we're really in power a lot, that lately the spirit's been saying, we're not a little baby in the back of a vehicle and the baby seat at the whim of whoever's driving. We are driving a big bus, and the creator is our co-pilot, and they're the ones that put the destination in the nav system based on our energy, what we focus on. They're like, "Oh, you want to go there? Okay, do 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 do," and they put in the nav, and then we start going that direction. And then all of our spiritual posse is like a bunch of puppies in the back seat of the bus, all excited. We're going for a ride. They don't care where we're going; they're just enjoying the ride. And I like that kind of picture, because it's a true picture of I am the one that drives my life so much. They are like, there's no wrong choice. What do you want to do? What do you want to go? And we're like, no, no, no. Where do you want to go? I don't want to go to a wrong place. There is no wrong place. Where do you want to go? Let's go. And that's what happens. So I like that. And this is what's coming in here too with this energy here. You got the Emperor, you got the Six of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. So you've got all this energy, this flow that's coming in. Six and eights are very positive, flowy energy. And the Emperor is, of course, Aries energy and very powerful, because that is about us choosing. The Emperor gets a lot of people telling them, all these self-appointed advisors telling them what they should do with their empire and their kingdom and everything else. And they're like, well, thank you guys for all your opinion, but I forgot for a moment that I'm the emperor. Can you guys all step out of the throne room now? I've heard what you've had to say. Now I'm going to make decisions for my life, and we're going to make and step forward with this, right? So the emperor is about, I'm deciding what I want, where I want to go, and I'm making a plan, I'm putting energy, and then I implement it and we go this direction. And I like that. It's this kind of energy that they're telling you that, um, what's coming towards you is what you're focusing on. And if you're like, well, I don't like what I'm focusing on, let me change that. Because I feel like they don't want to go a whole lot into what's heading towards you. Because I feel like once you hear this, that you're going to go, wait a minute, I'm changing my energy. I'm going to, when we focus on higher vibrational gratitude, especially gratitude alone changes our lives. I did a gratitude journal. My intention was to do it for 30 days, and just each day I wrote down something that I was grateful for. And my goal was don't repeat anything that you're grateful for 30 days. And by 30 days, I was like so amazed at how the difference my energy had changed that I thought, I'm just gonna continue to do it until I wanna stop. Didn't do like, "Oh, 30 more days." I'm like, "I'm just gonna do it until I run out of things to be thankful for, or I just feel it's time to end it." Almost 5 months I did it without repeating anything for all that period of time. It shows you how much we have to be grateful for, but it also showed me that when I focused on gratitude, more things to be grateful for kept coming in. After 5 months, I'm like, "You know what? Gratitude is kind of my new way of life. I don't need to write it down anymore. I just live it." And when you live it, then it just is this flow. And so I like that kind of energy here because then you do have the Hierophant, which is actually, I believe, Taurus energy, which is earth energy. But this is our higher self calling us to see things from a capital D truth of the higher realms. And then the eight of earth, the eight of pentacles, which is putting in the work, and it's transformative because the wheels are turning, the grounding with the earth. And there is this great um movement, this evolution, like a caterpillar going, into the cocoon, transforming, discovering who they are. And both of those cards together are so perfect because we're seeing the capital T truth. The butterfly was always inside the caterpillar, just waiting for the time of the change that happens and the transformation that happens. And I feel like that's what's coming in here. And you even got the 10 of earth that comes in after that, which is joy and celebration and fullness of life that will come here. It's like they're saying, if you'll take this invitation from your higher self to really look at the capital T truth of who you are and what life really is, and not focusing on the small t truths of fear that we're all taught, that when you're stepping into your power of what I'm going to focus on, I'm going to do gratitude journal. I even have people that they want to make significant faster changes in their life. I'm like, do an hourly gratitude alarm, vibrating alarm that goes off every hour, every waking hour. You don't want to have it wake you up in the middle of the night and be grumpy all the time. Every waking hour, what something to be grateful for, gratitude, 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 or every 2 hours, every 3 hours. And that just speeds up the process of expanding gratitude in our life instead of expanding the fears. And then we're okay with surprises, because they're going to be gratitude surprises, not fearful surprises, right? And I feel like that's what they're saying here is like, this is the energy, this is the focus, this is what can transform you, and transform your life. And I like that for you. Yeah, you even have on the bottom of the deck here, you got the Fool card coming in, which is the ending of an old cycle, beginning of a new adventure, free of a lot of restriction, free of a lot of positive possibilities, like a little kid looking at the world going, wow, anything can happen in a wonderful way. And that's the kind of energy I feel like they're bringing in there for you. So I feel like you're going to take this challenge on. I feel like you might even be, if you're not doing a gratitude journal, I feel like that you're very encouraged to do one. And this just changes the course. It's like suddenly all this stuff that was headed towards you, because your energy changes, that drifts away, and then new things start being drawn to you instead. And that's why they're like, let's not focus on, these lower vibrational things that were coming towards you because of some lower vibrational focus. Like, because you're changing your focus, and it's going to change everything that's being drawn to you. And I like it. So that's what's coming in for you, Infinity. Hopefully that helps and that resonates. And thank you again for your donation. Many blessings to you. And then Brenda, you are up. Thank you for the unicorn, the rainbow unicorn. You know I love that. And for the donation. So let's take a look here. And so you want to know, how is Eric lying about you after what you told him? Any communication coming in, or his best actions towards you? All right, let's take a look here. We'll see what we have coming in here. So what are his thoughts? Because you want to know his thoughts, right? Yeah. So how does he feel, think, whatever? What is his energy towards you? Is what we'll just look at here, and then any communication. Okay. And then his best actions towards you. I like that. All right. So let's see here. Any communication coming in, and no, this was the what is his attitude and everything for you here. Well, we got the Hermit card, so they're very much kind of turned inward. A hermit is in their cave. All right, everybody, I'm going, and they're pulling in here, right? And we have the six of air, the eight of air, six of swords, eight of swords. They're very much in their head, thinking about things, looking about their fears. What of my fears? What of my actions have, made me feel blinded and bound and trapped? And what kind of changes can I make to have different outcomes kind of in the future? And I feel like that this happens to them a lot, and it's happened to them in the past, and they thought this time was going to be different, but they fell back into some of their old habits. And I like that you were like, no, that's okay, I don't need all this, because it was important for him to experience that, that um you know this rubber band inward outward and being sensitive about certain things, and punishing and by pouting, and different manipulation tactics and stuff. You're like, I don't know who you think that you're talking to or acting toward, but that is not me. And I like that you stood up and for yourself, and that you're like, no, I got to watch out. I'm a mama bear. I got to watch out for my baby bears, and I am not going to allow this kind of thing to come into my atmosphere, right? So I like that, but there it does have them stuck in their head, really thinking about things. And it's not specifically about you per se, but it's you plus this plus this plus this plus this that they've experienced before, and they're kind of just trying to find out what they want to do with all that kind of stuff, right? And then will there be any communication coming towards you guys? No, so we have the hermit, which is the pulling away energy. We also have the high priestess. High priestess, she goes away into her high priestess temple, away from everything. So I kind of feel like they've pulled back, and that there won't be communication coming in from them for a while, based on current energy, because I feel like they're kind of in a way licking their wounds, but also contemplating and just trying to figure things out about who they are, what they want, why does this keep happening to them, what they're responsible for in the interactions, kind of energy is what I feel. His best actions towards you, yeah, we've got the wheel of fortune and the two of wands here. And I feel like the best actions with you towards each other, I feel like this is that you've taken this, because the wheel of fortune says whatever comes into our life and whatever happens is for us, and our human will see it. um in this case, when the wheel of fortune comes out, it's our human going, I see why this was best for me. The Two of Wands is me choosing my energy, what I'm going to accept, what I'm not going to accept. And this is where I feel this is you stepping up. And it's like their best actions towards you, no, your best actions that you took toward them, because that's what's important, because you can't control any of that. And I feel like they're saying, like, well, your best actions towards them trump anything that they would have done because, this is right in alignment with where your heart wants to go and where you want to head down the road to someone that is more able to reciprocate, and give you what you're able to give, right? And so I feel like this is what they're saying. They're like, well, it doesn't matter what their best actions towards you are. You did the best action of all. Boom, and you chose you. And I like that. Even on the bottom of the deck, you've got this, the Hierophant, which is your higher self drawing you, seeing the truth of what you want. And I like that you've taken action for you and put yourself as a priority because that's important. So I like that for you. So hopefully that helps, Brenda. That's what they have for you. So thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. And then Rose, you are up. Thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. And then Rose, you wanted to know George's current feelings and intentions for you. Is there a reconciliation in the cards? And you had to follow it a couple weeks back, and there's been no contact since then. Okay. Why do people have to be such jerks? I'm just kidding. That's not spirit. That's bruddaZEN. Where he goes back in the back, say, "Okay, get out of there, get back there." All right. Thank you for having a sense of humor. All right, so let's take a look here. Let's see his current feelings first. What's George's current feelings? Like calling him Jorge. And then his intentions. Get those cards coming in here. So feelings and intentions. And then is there a reconciliation based on current energies? Okay. And that. All right. And okay, so that's what you're looking for there. Yeah. So I do see here, you got the Seven of Swords, which has to do about deception and lies and things like that. So I can see this conflicting energy that was there kind of meshed below the surface here, which has to do with like our own thoughts and beliefs that deceive us, but the deception also makes its way to the outside world sometimes. And I feel like that maybe that had some, did that have something to do with the fallout maybe? But it seems like that energy is bouncing around below the surface there. Let's see what his feelings are right here, right now towards you. So they still have this Ace of Fire passion for you. So there's still that attraction, energetic and physical attraction that's there. But the Two of Earth, the Two of Pentacles is like this back and forth energy of, it's like going, well, one moment they're feeling this way, the next moment they're feeling like this. And maybe that was kind of their rubber band kind of energy that brought things to it's like you're giving me whiplash. Why are you here? And then you're gone and you're here and you're gone and you're close and you're distant, you're close, and you're distant. When you want passion, you're close. When you're done with getting what you want, and then you're distant and I just feel like there's this yin, it's like that little paddle with the ball, boom, boom, boom. You're here, then you're there, and you're here, then you're there, and you're here, then you're there, and you're like, this my neck hurts watching you go back and forth. So they do have that energy there. Let's see what their intentions are here. Mm, yeah, we have temperance here, patience. They're very slow moving here. They're they just, with this 10 of swords here, I feel like they have a lot of this. They don't want to be caged. They don't want to have a lot of expectations because they fear failing and disappointing. we've got the 3 of Cups here. When I get the 3 of Cups around relationships with the 7 of Swords, then that does tell me kind of third party situation. There's usually 3 people on the cup, and I kind of feel like whatever this is here, I just don't trust it. I just feel like there is this, because they're unhappy on the inside, they feel like they need more than one person to make them happy or feel good about themselves. But and that never works, because we can only find our happiness on the inside. And so when we're looking for happiness on the outside, no one can make us happy, not even if we have a hair him or a him. That's what a a harem of men are. Is that a him or a harem? But there is this emptiness, this like they feel like they have to fill up, on a lot of things here. Let me see here. Is reconciliation possible? We have the 8 of Water and the Page of Fire. 8 of Water is about walking away from emotions and relationships that don't serve us anymore. And the Page of Fire is about a new passion in here. So I feel like with all of this here, Rose, I'm like, there's bruddaZEN again, but it's kind of your spirit guides too. They're just like, yeah, we understand, when you love someone, there's always a space in our heart for them. But the difference is that, we have like our heart has all these compartments in it where people that we've loved and that are not, at the center table, we can put them away into the apartment, the little rooms that they have, and we'll just keep you in there. But we have like a little two-seat romantic dining table where if we keep a reserve sign for them, no one will sit down in that seat. And so when we have them go off into these little, this is the walking away, the releasing of the emotional connection, we're like, you're just going to be sent here to this room here in my heart, locked in. You can't get out. Um, but I'm not gonna allow you to have this keep this seat at this my heart table reserved. I'm opening up and I'm available for new passion. And of course, we want to look at, what did I learn about myself? What did I learn about, love and what I want from it and relationship through this? Because otherwise, we just invite someone we just invite them in someone else's body, another one, and we'll keep getting the same teacher until we, realize those things. So I just feel like here that, you know, they have passion for you, but I don't feel like they have a whole lot of love for themselves. And so they don't have a whole lot of love they can give because we can't give something to anyone that we don't have for ourselves. And so they gave you the little love that they could, but they really focused in on intimacy and passion as their source of I'm loved or not. And they think that when they do that, they're showing someone they love them. And it's like, well, that's kind of a result of love or a expression of it, but that's not all, you know. So I just feel like Rose, I feel like I wouldn't invest more energy into that. I would just let the lack of contact be a blessing and have gratitude. Say thank you for removing things out of my life that don't serve me anymore. And I'm ready to reflect on what I've learned and then changing your vibration of love for yourself and your own self-worth and self-love, that raises your love vibration, which will draw in a different type of individual as we look at those things. So hopefully that helps. That's what they have for you right now, Rose. So many blessings. Hang in there, my dear. All right. And then you are so very welcome. And then HTTPS, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. And message from your spirit team. All right. I'm just going to take a quick sip here. All right. So, what does Spirit want you to know? Your Spirit team. All right. That one and that one. Okay, that one and that one and those. All right. All right. What do we have happening here? Okay. Choice and choice and choice. Okay. So you've got here on the bottom of the deck, you got the Ace of Cups and you got the Nine of Cups. So here's like dream come true, right? And one of the cards that talks about that. And we got the Ace of Cups, which is, it is higher love. It is connecting to our self love, and we become the chalice and we fill up with the Holy Grail. It's a gift. It's a gift of the love of the Ace of Cups. Usually it's like, thank you. And it's like, I'm going to fill up your heart with this love from above, right? And filling up from inside, then that's what allows us this Nine of Cups is like the hermit's journey of finding self-love. So both of those cards by themselves without any other cards for me would be about self-love. And these are the bottom of the deck. It's like this filling up from within and overflowing out to the world. And I'm like, all right, I love that. It's like expressing that love in your heart with the world, and but it starts with you filling up and giving it to yourself. And I like that. I'm like, cool. And then the first card that comes out is the calling card. And so it's your spirit having you connect with your high heart. And it's like this pulling of your calling for your life, how you uniquely want to share your unconditional love with the world. And we kind of talked about that a little earlier, right? And it had to do with education and teaching and different things like that, right? Well, you got the Ace of Air, which is also a gift of the Ace of Swords of seeing things with clarity, seeing things from up above and from, you know, a, the capital T truths of unconditional love. All this love, 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 seeing things from a higher perspective, cutting away the small T truths, these triggers that come up, all these beliefs the humans share and that we fill our head with, comes in here. And so there's a lot of clarity, a lot of um, revelation and revealing of what you're calling in is how you want to share that with the world. So I feel like there's a lot of, it's like bandages are being moved away from our eyes so that we can see here. And you have the Two of Air, the Two of Swords, which is the battle between the head and the heart. And so there is, with that, there is this, you know, the mind wants to do one thing, but the heart wants to do another thing. This is logical. This makes sense. This is responsible. This is fun. This is fulfilling. This is living. This is existing and surviving. This is living, surviving, living, surviving, living. The heart gets all dramatic, right? And so I feel like that's kind of what's going on in within. And you have the Chariot, movement, victory, the power of choice that comes in. And this is all about, I get to choose the story that I put in each moment, the emotion I have in each moment, the energy I put forward in each moment, the physical actions I take in each moment. And I can't control anyone else's, which is a good. In the beginning, it's like, what? I can't control anyone? Well, what a egotistical, arrogant thing to think I can control anyone else's thoughts and emotions. And we can make it easier or harder for people to choose things, but everyone makes their own choices. And no matter what a, delusion we have of thinking that we have so much control of the outside world, we have so little control out there, but we have total 100% control of this and, our heart and our energy and our physical actions. We can control that. And so there is this empowerment that comes in here. This There's no wrong choice. You can choose what you want. Eventually we become dissatisfied with existing and dissatisfied with not being who we are and trying to be who we were told we were supposed to be and should be and all that. Eventually we outgrow that, and it can't contain us anymore. It's like someone trying to keep us in a box, but we're too big. We're too big to fit in any box. And so we're able to, um, get outside of that. And we're like, let me out. I'm claustrophobic. I got to expand. And I feel like this is their message for you here. You have the 8 of water too, which of course comes right before the 9 of water. And the 8 of water, the 8 of cups is about leaving behind emotions. Oh my gosh, and there's 7 of waters in there. So there is this progression. You got 7, 8, 9 on the bottom of the deck here, which is, leaving the emotions that don't serve anymore, the relationships that don't serve, the situations that don't serve anymore, and movement, into something that is, like a dream come true. And so we realize all the emotional energy we're investing in people and situations and things and memories and whatever. And there is this, changing that comes in here. And, we've got this, I don't know if you have been looking overseas, but here again, there's this boat. You had the 6 of swords earlier, which was moving across water. Here's the 8 of cups now showing, ahoy, all aboard. But I feel like there is this movement that is definitely indicated with the chariot. The 8 of water, definitely tells us that too. But I just feel like you're being nudged from your heart and your spiritual team, saying, it's time to become what you came here to be, and nothing can stand in your way, except for you. And there's no wrong, there's no judgment, there's no, you know, absolute timing of it has to be this or else. But I feel like you're reaching one of these checkpoints within your life where spirit goes, um, it's funny. It's like, all right, at this point, if I haven't started, if I'm not at this point, start nudging me. And you've told them at this point, start nudging me. And they're like, okay, we will, so they're nudging you not from their impatience or urgency or anything like that. They're just like, oh, look, it's the alarm's going off. This is when they wanted me to start shoving them a little bit. And so they are. So that's what they have for you there. So that's their message for you there, HTTPS. So many blessings. Shove. It's like those, you see those, Instagram memes and stuff where someone goes to go shove on some of the pool and they move out of the way. They end up going into the pool. It's like, don't make me. But anyway, but that's what they have for you. So thank you again for your donation. All right. Olivia, hello, hello. Thank you so much for your donation. Whoops. Let's give that a love and a like. You're welcome. You're welcome. Big bro. You're welcome, little bro. All love. All right. So, Olivia, you want a reading on DW, coworker that you're beginning? His thoughts about you. All right. Will he take action towards you, or will he just remain coworkers? All right. And feel free to be nosy. All right. We will. It's funny, HTTPS, so I just have one sibling, an older brother, and he's like 6 foot. He'll say he's 6 foot. He's probably 5'11", but let's say he's 6 foot. And over a summer when he joined the military, I grew like 4 inches, 5 inches. When he came back from boot camp and doing all this stuff, I had bypassed him, and because I'm like 6'4" and he's 6 foot. And so then I became his big little brother, and he became my little big brother. So that just reminded me of that. That's funny. All right. So, oh yeah, good to see you too, Olivia. Here we go. All right, so let's take a look here. first of all, what are his thoughts about you? Let's start there, right? All right. So boom, boom, boom. And then will he take action towards you? All right. And then these two are the, or will you remain coworkers? Action or coworkers? And then anything else that we want here. All right. So let's look at his thoughts about you first here. Oh, all right. All right. So, a lot of water. So, there is a lot of emotion here. We're going to start off with this card first, though, just to keep you balanced. You'll see why here in a sec. So, you got the Five of Cups, which they are in a transformation here of, moving from lower vibrational, sad Z energy into higher, happy vibrational energy. So I feel like they are working through a loss or pain and, that type of thing that's been in the past. And I feel like it's been a while, but I feel like they fall hard when they fall. And so there's a lot of this, um, it takes them a long time to climb out of this giant well they dive into. It's like crawl, 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 and they're getting there where they're getting ready to crawl out of it, which is good. It's like if you have like um, I don't know if you want to say like a death. They're reminding me of Dances with Wolves, where you know Chris, not Chris Costner, Kevin Costner. He's the cavalry guy, and he falls in love with someone. Yeah, and I feel like so. I feel like he's had a loss, and he feels lost, like there was a loss. But she had like a period of time where she um she had lost her husband, and so she was in mourning, and so they couldn't do anything and have a relationship or anything till the mourning was over. Then the chief announced the mourning is over, and she was in white instead and came running towards him, and ta-da. So I feel like that's what they're crawling out of this mourning period, whatever that may be. But we have the Nine of Water and the Page of Water, so this is like emotional dream come true energy, and they've also got this energy here of the Page of Cups, which is like a new emotion, new heightened emotion. So that's why I want to do those others first, because we saw those first, it's like, oh my gosh, and I wanted to set expectations that they're doing that. They have this like, wow, who are you? Wow, they're really um have emotion towards you, that they think you're awesome. They think you're like, wow, even maybe to the point like you're gonna make someone really happy one day. And I don't feel like they're quite ready yet to have that. It's like they can't let themselves go there yet, but it's all there already, I feel. Let's see what their intentions are here. Will they act on it? We've got the Six of Earth, the Six of Pentacles, and the Five of Air, the Five of Swords. So there is this battling going on between their head and their heart here. And then the Six of Earth is this balancing that needs to happen first. And we talk about the Six of Pentacles, about how our out of balance giving and receiving is there. And, they have that, type of thing that's there, going on. In that they can do a little bit of inner child evaluation to go, all right, why do I feel like I have to do so much and I get so little? And I kind of feel like that's what happened in maybe their previous relationship, that they overgave and their spouse didn't give, and they end up giving somewhere else. They just it just there's like this codependency awareness with the Six of Pentacles. And I feel like they're kind of working through, those things too. So it's like, all right. So they got some stuff that they can work on here. So I'm glad that, 5 of water, 5 of air, they're in this process of changing mindsets and changing emotions. Let's see if these other cards are here too. Yeah, here we go again. So you got the Knight of Cups and the King of Earth. So, once they have this King of Earth, which is, a solid foundation more in the outside world, then this Knight of Cups can happen there. And I feel like, the bottom of the deck, we've got the Fool card too. So that's, a new adventure, a new journey here. So I feel that's a little ways off, but I definitely feel like there's this connection between the two of you with the all this water. So I do feel like they have it on that side. Um, Let me see here. Nosy, here's the nosiness kicking in. I just want to see here what needs to change here. What is happening here? Yeah, we've got the 6 of air, so leaving behind some old ways of thinking and moving forward. And the Chariot card is they have to like have this. They have to make the choice to move forward, and both of these are uh, movement energies, because the 6 of air is changing of mindset and it's movement that results in the outside world. And the Chariot is movement and victory, power of choice, of thought and belief and emotion and energy and action and physical actions. So I feel like it's just a matter of time that comes in here. But allowing them to do their mourning, their transformation with these fives, these changes is good. I feel like you don't want to leap into anything, and but I feel like there's a lot of emotion there, and they're just not ready to act on anything at this time here. But I feel like they are kind of just still getting over a loss. Just think of them that they're in mourning, and just give them that respect of you do that stuff, but it doesn't mean you can't flirt. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, I knew it. Bottom of the deck, 6 of water, 6 of cups. So I had a feeling that all of that emotion, all that emotional connection that's there, you guys have had past lives together with the 6 of water. So you have this natural comfortability and attraction that's just there, and that explains so much. Yeah, and even the Sun card, the inner child and that inner, you know, the inner energy that's below the surface in the realm of the inner child, the Akashic records and all of that. So I like that for you. So that is what they have for you right now. Let me see. Okay, yeah, let's see. Is he seeing anyone right now? I don't feel like he is with that morning. I just don't feel like they're with anyone. I still feel like they're not allowed. Yeah, and I feel like they're full of joy. 10 of Cups, this feels like an independent joy to me. They're like, I'm just enjoying my kids and getting things done and enjoying just being single. All right, very good. Yeah, there's the 10 of water again. Just put it back in, it's on the bottom. So they're focusing on joy and energy, keeping busy. Um, you know, so I feel like that's what they're looking at right now. Awesome. Yeah, right. That trust that's been built over lifetimes. Dun dun dun. Next on Hallmark. Yeah. Hearts of the past. Too funny. All right. So thank you again for your donation, Olivia. Always good to see you too. All right. I think that's it for the donations. And so let's scroll to the top, and we'll start on the free readings. And so, Kritika Sayani, you are up first. So, will your connection with Anavesh flourish in a beautiful, committed relationship this year? All right, let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know here? Not this year. You've got the Nine of Earth, the Nine of Pentacles, which is like hermit journey. And the King of Water, though, is this balance of head and heart. So I do feel like you're given some time to really balance your emotions and your mindsets, and it's helping you, this, space to prepare you, to be in this higher vibrational space when you guys, with whoever you will end up being with. Yeah, the King of Water, the King of Cups is like a an energy of like a very compatible individual, someone who can express their emotions, someone who can communicate their emotions, someone who is intelligent and but also emotional, and it's a good balance of those things, and that's why it feels like such a that there is a compatible partner out there for you. So just putting it out there that this can mean that you're having this time alone for you to raise your vibration, um, that makes you a compatible fit for this individual who is that way. It may not be them, because you also might be being kept so that you don't end up that, but you end up with something wow. Even if you think Anavesh is like whoa, this other individual would be like fits like a glove, instead of like two fingers get stuck in a, and it's like I'm trying to put it on, or how you put on some nice mittens that just are snug. um Anavesh might be more like trying to put on those surgical gloves. Come on. Might be a little more of a struggle, just putting that out there. But I don't feel like it's this year. I feel like you have this time for you to raise your own balance of your head and your heart as well. So that's what they have for you, Kritika. So many blessings to you. Hey, Tidala. Actually, I did. Here, let me give you. Let's see, where is it? I think I have it right here. You are actually you were. I did donations first on the stream I went on, and there was Patty, Moonlight, Nova was two, Z Ying, and then you. And here, for ease of use, here is the link. So if you jump to that one, um, just there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 readings in the beginning. You're number 6. Nova had 2, so I don't have like the timestamps, but just know Patty, and it's listed in the comments of that video. There's a pinned comment that lists the order, so you can kind of find out where you're at in there. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So that's what they have for there. And that's for anyone else that had a reading in the earlier session. I did complete all free, and then my last 5, 6 donations. All right. You are very welcome. Right, let me just highlight where I left off here. So we did 1 free reading, and we'll jump down into the donations. Thank you guys again so much. So Olivia, thank you for that additional donation. And you like a past life. I know, aren't they just great? Yeah, right. We'll see what, and I feel like there was more than 1 lifetime, but we'll find out here what past lifetime they were talking about. So we'll do a mini past life reading. I do offer deep past life readings. All those are listed in the description box if anyone's interested in those too. So let's take a look here. So who were you in this past lifetime? Because I feel like they just will zero in on one. And then who were they? All right. Let's see here. Oh, wow. So this was them, and this was you. Yeah. It's so funny. So, and I actually got goddess in another lifetime when I just did here a moment ago. But this is artist and goddess. Artist and the like I would say like the uh the subject of their artistry, like a muse. And that's interesting. So they were like an artist type of individual who was, like a painter or a sculptor or multiple things. And you were like their inspiration, their Mona Lisa, their, like they would have you pose and they would paint you, and you were their, inspiration. So some, such a passionate individual they were, artists, they were cliche artists of, you know, um, I know, right? All of this, just extravagant and, um, deeply, expansively emotional, um, imbalanced emotionally almost. And this does feel like the times of, you know, when painters and all of that, it's before it was like carriages were around, not cars and stuff yet. So it's very much that age of where um, things weren't mass produced, and so art was exquisite and very sought after. And I like this because I feel like you guys weren't married. You guys, they were the true artist of uncommitted and, passionate, and, you were lovers and all that. And you can even see, I mean, it's the same. You were very much an artist in your own right. Let's see, because if you can't see, they're the exact same shade and everything here. And there's this course, but this was the age where women, "No, you can't be that. You can do that as a hobby." And that's what you did, you know? You were a muse and everything, but you also did your own artistry, and you would, um oh, that's, he would pass off some of your stuff as his own, and so you were able to express your art through them, which was interesting, but he had to sign his name to it. And, which is alright because you were like, "Give me the cash." But, yeah, you guys led very passionate lives and very artistically expressive, and, I like that energy here. Let's pull a few tarot here to find out what happened in this lifetime. We'll see if he was an artist that ended his life. We'll take a look here because they would go really extreme in things sometimes, especially when they got on opium and different things here. All right. Yeah, we knew that. All right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, actually, we've. There's the death card. Okay. So we had the emperor here. So I feel like they actually got noticed enough where they got taken to see the emperor. But here's the death card was underneath that one. I'm like, uh-oh, did they piss off the emperor? But, it was a life of passion. We definitely have the Ace of Fire. Here's that inspiration. Here's this, you know, type of energy that's there, and the Queen of Fire. So here was you. Here's this being you being a muse, as I was saying here, and the strength and the courage. I like this Leo energy. So there's a lot of fire, a lot of they like to be seen and to, see themselves there. Yeah, and actually I feel like you guys traveled quite a bit. You have the world card and the 10 of cups. So I just feel like you guys had this life that was amazing and extravagant, and you got to travel to different places, travel the world, and it was joy, and there was no attachment to anything because you weren't even like married to each other, but you didn't care about family, you didn't have children, you didn't have all of this, and it was like so free, opposite of now, right? It's like there's so much responsibility, and but if you might even be attracted, and maybe you love to travel, or you have this desire to travel, or maybe you don't have a desire to travel because you went to so many different lifetimes, and I mean different places and everything during this lifetime. But I like that for you. That's what they have there for you, for that little peek into a lifetime. So that's why there's this just this freedom of excitement and collaboration, and they treated you as an equal because they didn't have all that, you know, high society, blah blah blah, woman know your place, kind of thing from that time frame. They did treat you like an equal, and it was beautiful. So I love that. What a great life. Yeah, until he died. And then you continued to paint and sell paintings. You learned his signature, right? Forgery. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Hey, Happy Pill. I did one. I didn't get to. I just got to one. Not to yours yet, though. Happy Pill. All right. So thank you again for your donation there, Olivia. I I love that life. All right, and then is that Shayla Goyle? Thank you for your unicorn, rainbow unicorn, and your donation. I appreciate that, and thank you for letting me be your first super chat on the live stream. Congratulations and thank you. I appreciate that. All right, and let's take a look here, and let's see. Do you have your question further up? Maybe. If not, pop your question down below and I will oh, here it is up here. I see it. So, Ravindra's current feelings for it, and apologies that I'm probably totally murdering names. Um, but their current feelings for you, how long for him to contact you? Contact since a month. Okay. Let's give these a shuffle here. All right, so current feelings. All right, well, roll those. And then how long until communication? And they went to those two. All right, let's see what we got going on here. All right. Yeah, I I'll jump in here. T Dalla. No, I did. I specifically I even typed your name after I completed it. So it is there. So if you go to the link that I had, and in the very beginning, you'll see that there's um let's see here. So Patty's first, and then Moonlight 5, and then Nova and Nova, and then Z Yang, and then you. So if you go to that link that I gave there, just, and then if you hear any other names besides that, it means you've gone too far. You need to rewind. No, no problem at all. I appreciate that, I wasn't able to complete it during that time and I needed to come back. So thank you. So no problem at all. I do want to make sure you get your messages. So, all right. So sorry, Goya. So, I feel like, I don't know. I don't, the feelings they have right now. We got the Seven of Earth, the Seven of Pentacles. which is very slow movement. It's the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. And there is also this energy of, you know, people change their mind when they start to see fruit and they start to have something that forms. Sometimes people change their minds and people have stuff that triggers within them that's out of our control, and that's okay, because we also got the Three of Wands that came with it, which the Three of Wands is about someone changing directions and going a different direction. We got the Sun card here too, which they've got. This is like Leo energy, and there's this so I don't know why it's not focusing suddenly, but there's you know this I need to be seen, this fire, this passion, the lion energy. I don't want to be caged, and I kind of feel like they've just gone a different direction. That's the original feelings that they have. And on the bottom of the deck, we do have the Eight of Water, which is about you know walking away from emotions and relationships that no longer serve, and movement forward. So there's like this nudge from spirit about for you to go, just let them go. It's for your highest experience to let them go, and that they are drifting and going a different direction. It's like, don't stop them, let them just turn and walk the other way. Don't yell come back. It's like, bye, kind of energy here, because I do feel like here, you know when I asked about any future communication, we've got patience, which is temperance, which is a long means a long time, you know coming. It would take a long time. And the Seven of Swords, which, when I get the Seven of Swords with that, with this energy that I'm feeling all here, this is about deception and about thieving and lying, and I just kind of feel like it's, you know, I would, let it go, because that's why I feel like spirit's like it's for your highest good to let them go. They have a lot of deceitful thoughts, so they deceive themselves, so they are unable to be on. They can't be honest with themselves. They can't be honest with you. And so, I just kind of feel like it's okay to let them go. And I feel like what's coming your way, though, is you've got this mature fire energy, the king of fire, the king of wands, and the four of earth. This is someone who's more solid. There's a solid foundation in the outside world, and the king of wands. So I'm going to focus. Come on. Do you think that helps? Pretending you're going to hit the camera? Anyway. But the King of Wands is someone who has, you know, they can control their passions. They have a solid foundation in the outside world. And I like this kind of energy. Even on the bottom of the deck, it's yeah, I mean you've got all this stability underneath with these fours. You got the four of earth, you've got the four of air, and the emperor, the major arcana number four. So it's someone who is more stable in all these ways, and they're powerful. And the emperor and the king of wands are like the same energy of a very, it's a fiery personality, of like a fire sign, but it's more, like if you think of like of a knight of wands, of a little chihuahua that goes around and humps everyone's legs, can't control their passions, whereas the king of wands and the emperor, they are mature. They can have these passions and this energy inside. Yeah, yeah. I feel like for you, this King of Wands, this Emperor, fire energy, someone who's much more stable is coming your way. That's why Spirit is, they're saying, let the lack of connection, let them walking away, let them change directions, because they're being nudged away from you for your sake, because there's something so much more that you deserve, who's coming your way. Um, so that's what they have for you there. So I like it. I like this other person. They just feel like someone who loves adventure, someone who's very childlike in that they look at the world full of wonder and positive energy and joy, and but they're also, they're not like their passions all over the place to everyone. They're like, no, that's something that you honor, and I love that. Timeline. Let me see here. I have this oracle. It's usually a range. So some of it's going to be about the time that you have to yourself right now is for you to raise your love vibration. Look at your self love because you can't give or receive more love than you have for yourself. So, looking into your self love, raising your self worth, and that just raises the vibration that helps this relationship. And the more you raise it, the faster it can come in. Otherwise, with timing, we have like the soonest and the latest, and if we raise our love vibration it comes in sooner. If we take our old time and kind of have things go as they are, it's later. So there'll probably be a range with a timeline when I pull here. So let's take a look here and see. All right, yeah, you got two cards, so it's smelling of a okay. So you do have the possibility of earliest July, but you have to stop obsessing first. I like that. It's like, so it's like we have to look at self-love because that's what it is. We become obsessed with finding love, right? It's the human thing that we do, and we run and we're like, I've got to find love, and our passion becomes I got to find love instead of finding love in here first, and then that love that we find in the outside world is even fuller, but it's finding it here. So it's like the earliest would be July if you really raise your love vibration. But they're like, gotta stop obsessing about, I gotta find love, I gotta find love first. It's I gotta find love in here first, and then you'll find it on the outside, right? Yeah, that's true too. We definitely try to hold on to the old love because we're like, what if that's the last donut? Then there's no other donuts. I better just hold on to this one, even though it's an old um stale donut. It's like it's the only donut I got. But so that's what's coming in there for you. I love that. So inward and upward, right? Self love, self worth, raise that. Great book if you're interested. If you haven't read it, is The Path to Love by Deepak Chopra. We're actually reading it in our praying mantis session right now. Um, which is it's a great book about finding our self-love, and which expands and allows us to have that passion and ecstasy and relationship, also out in the outside world. So absolutely, and thank you again so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. So I'm actually going to be headed out of here in a couple of moments. Oh, reader. All right, great. Very good. Yeah, enjoy that. It's I've read it like 4 times. This is like my 4th or maybe 5th time reading it over 20 years, and, I'm learning so much from it, reading it again. I'm like, "I don't remember reading this stuff," but it's a great book, so enjoy that. Alright. So, Kritika Sayani, I did complete your free reading, and that was it. So, um I am going to take screenshots here. I'll be headed off in a moment to go hang with my praying mantis members, but I will come back in about an hour and a half, maybe sooner, um, to finish, or yeah, well, I guess finish since I did one, the free readings. And so I will get them all done tonight. In the meantime, I have a lot of free content on my main page if you want to check out the pick a cards or the June readings. I got meditational readings and a variety of things. So if you want to check them, they are all free and available. All right. I think that was it. Let me just make sure here. Yeah. All right. So I've got all the screenshots. So I shall be back. Thank you guys again so much for your patience and all the donations, all the love and all the support, all the likes too. All of that helps spread the Zen love, and you're part of the love tsunami, sending some great love out to the world, which we know it can definitely always use, right? So I will return, like I said, and when I come back, I will post a comment and list the order in which the readings are completed when I come back on that stream. That way you can find your reading much more faster too. So thank you guys again. And remember, every second of every day of your lives, we are unconditionally, eternally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys, enjoy the rest of your night or your day, wherever you may be in the world. Until I see you again, much love to you. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.